Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. Every week in the NFL, we tackle the toughest games with Joe Duffy from offshoreinsiders.com. This week in week 9 is no different, and we're going to tackle another one here, the Giants and Tampa Bay. Now, Joe Duffy, of course, the Giants are off of that crazy video game, high-scoring game against New Orleans, went to 100 points. Wound up pushing on the closer as far as the spread's concerned. Tampa Bay, I had a good read on their last game against Atlanta. I really like the under. It did go under, and then Tampa Bay, of course, got the straight-up win as a big underdog, although they almost blew a big lead late for the second week in a row, but they didn't. Jameis Winston pulled it out. This one, I'm not exactly sure. First of all, I'm not sure of the status of Vince Jackson. That makes a big difference for Tampa Bay's passing game. I think I would like them a lot more if I knew for sure Jackson was going to be playing and was 100%. The Giants, obviously, their offense can be very, very strong at times. They're getting great protection on the offensive line, and Manning, when he's on with the receivers, they can put up points in a hurry. But defensively, they have a weak front four. Maybe I would think about it, play with the over. It is a high total, though, 47.5 or 48. I don't really like to take an over with a high total after a team has played such a high-scoring game like the Giants did. This one, probably going to be a pass for me, Joe Duffy. Is there anything you like here?
In fact, I looked that up specifically, Peter, when a team gives up more than 50 points. As far as the total is concerned, there's not really much of an advantage either way, but a slight lean towards the under.
Right.
And I ran it at 45 and et cetera. And then when they combine to give up and score 80 or 90 or more points, for the most part, there was really no angle that jumped out as far as the total is concerned. But I can tell you that teams as favorites after allowing 50 or more points are very solid, 15-7 against the spread. But on the other hand, look, Tampa Bay, they're kind of following form. They're playing better. When you got a young stud quarterback, they're playing a little bit better as the year goes along. They have won 2 of 3 straight up, covered all 3 of those games. What really worries me is I wish I could listen to the Tampa Bay play calling, what they're planning on doing, because, again, it was observed, and I looked it up ATS, but one of the many websites that I respect, they were pointing out how Jameis Winston, if he's more of a game manager, the fewer times he throws the ball, the better his efficiency is. And when they throw the ball less than 30 times, they're 4-0 against the spread. When they throw it more than 30 times, they're 0-4 against the spread. In fact, or 0-3, that is. And those times were all, they throw it more than 33 times. But because the Giants are so weak defending the pass, I'm a little bit worried that Tampa might outsmart themselves and get a little too aggressive. So I'm going to have to do it. Unfortunately, this is going to be the second straight game that I pass, but I really think if I could get more of a sense of Tampa's game plan, if they outsmart themselves, I think that they could really be shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, I hear you, Joe. No, it's okay for you to pass because you take all the toughest games each week, and this is one of those games. I mean, I guess I would lean towards Atlanta as a home dog, but with the Giants' offense, even if they get down by, 17 points or something like that, they're always capable of a big comeback late. So, I wouldn't really want to bet against the Giants here. I think it's going to be a pass for me. What do you think about maybe, I liked the, Tampa Bay on the under last week, and I'm thinking maybe, they'll have a game plan where they just want to limit possessions, prevent, try to take as much advantage of the Giants' weak defense as they can and limit, the amount of times that Manning can hurt them in the passing game. Maybe because of that, the under 48 might be a good play.
It's a definite possibility. I almost wonder if it'll be a blessing in disguise. The Giants are kind of looking for Jason Pierre-Paul to come back and give them a lift this week. We'll keep a close eye on that, but maybe they won't be so aggressive if Paul comes back. So I think your theory would really hold some weight if it looks like Paul is going to play, and then maybe they won't want to expose Winston to a guy who can be, of course, it's a freak injury he's coming back from, so how effective he will be, I don't know. Will he be able to, to grip the quarterback or grip whoever he's trying to tackle? It's good, but I think he'll give him an emotional lift, and I think at the very least Tampa Bay will have to account for his presence, and they might get a little conservative, and that could be a blessing in disguise and certainly would be great for the under.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a pass for me as far as a bet's concerned, and as far as a free pick from Joe Duffy, it's also going to be a pass from him, but thanks so much for your thoughts. Always enlightening and valuable, even if you don't give a pick attached to it. Interesting to hear what your insights are and how you go about analyzing a game, and that kind of analysis does give profitable picks at your website, offshoreinsiders.com, every week. Right, Joe?
And truthfully, that's what I like to hear, expert opinions, not always who they're leaning towards, but
Yes.
just some of the stuff that I can synthesize. But yes,
Exactly.
my website has been great. Still on the outside looking in? Or are you finally part of handicapping's elite country club? We're literally hot in every single solitary sport. See all the runs and see what we've got this weekend. A bunch of big plays already up. As I file this report, by the time you see it, probably a lot more. Offshoreinsiders.com, Joe Duffy's picks.
Thanks so much, Joe.
Thank you, Peter.